It is not looking too hot. Bring this up for a reason. I want to talk about something. I want to talk about money. I want to talk about Mr. Krabs' favorite subject.
Good evening.
I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. But sorry. There's two things we need to look at. First, our GOAT, Jerome Powell, trying to doing his best to keep the economy alive.
Good evening.
This is really bad, by the way. This should never exist. Especially if you're gonna do capitalism, you gotta do it right at least. And they don't want to. Capitalist realism is setting in.
On Friday, the Department of Justice served the Federal Reserve with grand jury subpoenas, threatening a criminal indictment related to my testimony before the Senate Banking Committee last June. That testimony concerned in part a multi-year project to renovate historic Federal Reserve office buildings. I have deep respect for the rule of law and for accountability in our democracy. No one, certainly not the chair of the Federal Reserve, is above the law. But this unprecedented action should be seen in the broader context of the administration's threats and ongoing pressure. This new threat is not about my testimony last June or about the renovation of the Federal Reserve buildings. It is not about Congress's oversight role. The Fed, through testimony and other public disclosures, made every effort to keep Congress informed about the renovation project. Those are pretexts. The threat of criminal charges is a consequence of the Federal Reserve setting interest rates based on our best assessment of what will serve the public, rather than following the preferences of the president. This is about whether the Fed will be able to continue to set interest rates based on evidence and economic conditions, or whether instead monetary policy will be directed by political pressure or intimidation. I have served at the Federal Reserve under 4 administrations, Republicans and Democrats alike. In every case, I have carried out my duties without political fear or favor, focused solely on our mandate of price stability and maximum employment. Public service sometimes requires standing firm in the face of threats. I will continue to do the job the Senate confirmed me to do, with integrity and a commitment to serving the American people. Thank you.
I know this happened a couple days
The
ago,
renovation of the Federal Reserve
but this
charges is a consequence of the Federal Reserve setting interest rates based on our best assessment of what.
not good. So Trump wants to cut interest rates, which I don't know who I was talking to recently. They were like, "Oh, that'd be good because then I wouldn't have to pay interest rates on certain things." I'm like, no. What that would do would suicide plummet the United States economy, and in fact, the global economy, for decades. We're building to a point where the economic stability of the United States is fracturing. I'm trying to pull up a chart on my right hand side. I looked at this recently. I'm on the Federal Reserve's website. I'm looking for a specific chart, but the amount of equity owned by the top 1% equals the bottom 50% right now. The thing about it is we have to eat. We need to eat. Like this, what he's trying to do is just set interest rates to a point where inflation will not run rampant. We need to completely destroy the system and completely rebuild it.
What will serve the public, rather than following the preferences of the president.
Plus, chat, oil's about to go up. With everything happening in Iran, oil is about to go up. It's about to be real expensive. I'm not looking for an unemployment rate, GDP, inflation. I'm looking at PCE right now on my right-hand monitor. I wish I could tell Calico, hey, look for this, but I know Calico has no idea what the fuck I'm looking for. We did raise it from 3.5 to 3.75 for the federal funds rate. This is not good. This is very, 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 very. Every time for everyone to get bikes, yummy bikes. That's true, but we live in the U.S. and you cannot bike anywhere.
This is about whether the Fed will be able to continue to set interest rates based on evidence and economic conditions.
Which Trump doesn't want to do. Trump wants visually an easy win. Trump responded with this.
We're rapidly began and where it all began, and frankly, a country that we love. The United States is winning again, and we're rapidly making America and the great state of Michigan greater and more prosperous than ever before. I want to again thank the Detroit Economic Club. You do a fantastic job, so respected. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
They need. Hey, copy here. Ah! I actually want this video to be okay.
From November to December.
All right, whatever. Drew. Oh, he loves YMCA. Or he loves Jumpman. There. Powell is doing his absolute best. Tells Trump mother not to talk to the guy that got her pregnant with this abomination of a human. I doubt it was consensual. Have you met Trump's father? Jerome Powell incompetent and crooked. President Donald Trump on Tuesday slammed Federal Reserve Jerome Powell is incompetent and crooked, even as the Department of Justice faced growing opposition from criminal investigation central bank leader. Powell is trying to make sure that the because if Trump slashed interest rates because I'm pretty sure he was just saying fucking numbers the other day. Okay, so we kill Trump's father. That's preferable. $1 billion over budget, Trump said, apparently referencing costs related to $1 million renovation of Fed Washington's headquarters. They're basically trying to find any way to get Powell out to put someone that Trump likes in and slash interest rates, which would put the American economy, which is already in a really, really bad spot, into a tailspin of death and destruction. I'm looking for a specific chart on the Fed's website. Give me 1 second, chat.
I'm Mary Peltola.
Okay, Mary Peltola. I'll get to you after. Give me a second. This is what I wanted to look at. This is what I was trying to... Have you watched the Channel 5 News video? It's tragic. Channel 5 News video. Link it in chat. Link it in chat. Just link it in chat, Doritos. Man, I had a great 4-hour-long stream and had a great shower. It's been tainted with how shitty the world is becoming. This is also part of the issue that we're facing. U.S. productivity is at an all-time high, while wage stagnation has been the same for, 50 years. It's not the chart I was looking for. Tech capital spending, 2045, infrastructure projects. Here, this is what I'm worried about. The tech capex basically spend a bunch of our economies teetering on the fact that we're spending a lot on AI. And nothing. The U.S. productivity and the U.S. wages, we're being able to spend nothing on actual goods and services, and the U.S. economy is basically being bartered on perceived value of AI and betting on certain things. None of you guys were alive for 2008. The 2008 financial crisis that caused, or the housing bubble that was caused, and based off of people betting, specifically not hedge funds, stockbrokers betting on U.S. housing and making risky loans and gambles and debts. Because what the system is that my family lost our house from the financial crisis. Were you even old enough? Were you even alive? Calico, aren't you 12? I was 4. I was probably talking to the wall when this happened. Basically, the U.S. economy was it's built on we buy debt, or people will go into debt, billionaires will go into debt, and then they'll hedge that fund or that debt against their what's it called? Not interest rates. Their stock value, their perceived value of the stock. We had to move in with my dying grandmother. Oof, that's rough. That's rough, buddy. Don't know what to say to that one. Moving on. And what we would do is bet against that, or we basically say, okay, I'm going to take this debt, but I'm also worth this much. And then we would acquire more debt and sell that debt off for more debt. And then it's a self-sustaining cycle of debt. Selling and buying debt is a whole thing. It's so annoying. And that's how all billionaires have made all their wealth. Billionaires made nearly infinite wealth at this time, and they're continuing to do it because they have to make infinite wealth within a limited system. You know, easy beginner stuff when we're talking about capitalism and socialism. I don't know why this graph is no longer relevant to what I'm talking about, but it's just a psychotic system. It is wealth by income percentile. There, this is what I was looking for. I couldn't find this on the Vibes website because I'm stupid and dumb. But most of the wealth is in this top 1%. Look at this top 1% chat owning $40 trillion worth of wealth, with the next 10% having 79 trillion. Rich people get to buy poor people's debt and charge them with interest. Exactly. We need the government. If the government does not just like eat the value of these when Democrats get in office, we don't just like take billionaires and eat all their assets and increase, like, infinitely tax them for all their fucking money, the US economy will never have any money to pay off its debt. Because look how much wealth we have in this country is situated at the top 10% of people. These people do not get taxed. These people do not get taxed like you and I do. US debt clock. Our debt is at what? That's $38 trillion. Debt per taxpayer, $355,000. Pretty. We are running out of time. 38.9 trillion. The top 1% could single-handedly pay off the debt. Yeah, I think this top 10% needs to be taxed for all their wealth. And if they try to leave the country, we seize their assets and we just get rid of this debt. Debt gone. We will run out of money pretty soon here to be able to pay our buyers back. The US, what I'm worried about. 124% of our debt to GDP ratio. Oh my god! No, because you are greedy for something. Yeah, Obama didn't do this. When Obama took over in 2008, did he execute every Wall Street stockbroker? No, he absolutely should have, because this is the situation we're in now. Don't ignore all these other numbers. Nothing else matters. I mean, granted, this is a national thing. Japan's in a really bad spot, by the way. But Japan doesn't have the same like debt system that we do. They don't like have the perceived value. Japan actually has goods and services. We don't. Like the nation as. Can we just have Emmy as president? I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. The U.S. as an economic system, we don't have. You're setting money aside to move across the country, move to a blue state, or get out of this country. But the thing about it is, if we default on our debt, and the U.S. dollar crashes, the entire world, like this will be worse than the Great Depression. That's the way we're moving right now. Unless something drastic gets done, like setting taxes on wealthy people above, let's say you make above $400,000, that income is taxed at 50%. 50% of that instantly eaten by the government. We are going to enter at a period of time where there is no money in the world ever to pay for anything. I mean, billionaires are building bunkers. They'll be fine, but we will have suffering that we have never seen, like end of civilization type shit. It sucks and it's scary. We're literally considering moving to Italy. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. I mean, honestly, Italy's not bad. I think Italy actually produces stuff. The AI bubble that we're in, what is the percentage of the economy? Percentage of economy, GDP, AI. I think it's like what, 2% or something like that. It's fucking insane. 30 to 60. What the fuck? In the first 9 months of 2025, AI categories have counted for 30%, 37% of real GDP growth. That is literally nothing, by the way. Literally nothing, by the way. AI is not an actual product being used. We are basically saying, hey, AI is worth more, so people spend more money on it, specifically businesses, and then it self-sustains itself to a point where then no one's going to want to spend any money on AI. All those assets will be diminished to nothing, and the economy is going to collapse. We also are in a housing bubble. We are in a housing bubble. Housing is not getting better. It's actually getting worse. The cost of living has never been higher in relation to wealth, or in relation to average income, average real income. Bit of an everything bubble, that's true. You can blame, honestly, like, here, where is it? Wage per person, we're down 47%. U.S. government debt up 159%. Oh, stock market capitalization. Like, the stock market and the debt are at infinite highs. Like, the stock market, if you look at the S&P 500, I'm pretty sure it's up. Or maybe it went down a little bit today. Goldman Sachs. Can I see the charts? Kelsey, get off my screen. Okay, it's down a little bit, but it's up over the, I think, the last 6 months. Because of the fact that this is built on a system of infinite growth, you'll see, like, the stock market, oh, it's going up. It will crash really abruptly too. I mean, we had a little bit of a dip at the beginning of 2025, and we had a dip in 2020. And actually, in 2020, when we had the dip in the S&P 500, well, it's just easy to get murdered for even wanting to touch taxes at all. No, we should taxes. Tax is good. Tax is good. You will not catch me saying tax is bad. This is kind of an all over the part segment. I actually need to get back on Powell. But another thing, each person amount of hours worked per person in the labor force to pay off the national debt is 7,000 hours. Tax is good, but to a point. No, disagree. Infinite taxes. All your money owned by the government. Cost having children will get too much. It's already too much. People want to have kids. Tell us like that. Birth control, dumpster fire. The birth rates are in decline all across the world, but I don't think it's because of, like, economic. It's because we're just, like, in a forever doomsday cycle. And I think social media, so to a point, plays a role in it. I think you guys don't understand. I want taxes for everything because I don't think I want to get away from money. I think we don't need money. Fuck the U.S. Yeah, that's true. I want to decommodify everything. I don't think you guys understand. $1 billion of our budget. Everyone we know believes in the Fed's independence. Yeah, by the way, Fed has been like everybody ever forever has always been like, okay, cool, the Fed's independent. This is bad. It's higher rates. He makes more money that way, Trump said. Damian's remarks echoed similar concerns. If you wanted to design a system guarantee interest rates would go up and not down, the best way to do that would have a Federal Reserve and executive branch of the United States getting it. Use your Twitch Prime subs at twitch.tv/topics33. That's true. Also, we're close to opening up channel memberships on YouTube, so that'll also work. Cost overruns. That's what we should do. That's true. Trump has said subpoenas have nothing to do with interest rates. Man, I stand with Powell.
Or whether instead monetary policy will be directed by like my duties without political fear or
Okay, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Some people are gonna be like, "Oh, if we cut interest rates, my credit card, my house will be cheaper." Oh my god, I have to hear this bullshit. Oh, it isn't anymore. This shift's bad. It's getting worse. Oh, you'll be homeless at some point. Wanting the Fed to not be independent should be political suicide. It was. Honestly, I don't have a lot of good news. I don't have a good positive spin on this one. Except become rice and bean pilled. Become rice and bean pilled. Learn how to cook well. Rice and beans. That's all you'll need to eat. Super cheap. Stock up. They last for a long time. Where was it? Yeah, because if Trump... So basically, we cut interest rates. What's going to happen is... borrowing will get cheaper. I'm about to watch cat videos. I'm not that depressed. We'll do a cat video segment after this. Interest rates will go down. Borrowing will get a lot cheaper. People that are very wealthy will borrow more. Inflation will spike because everything will get significantly more expensive per dollar. The dollar's value will crash. And if the global reserve currency crashes, pretty much every global economy crashes. And we need to actually eat billionaires. Like, the government needs to eat every asset of every billionaire ever. It's to a point where we need to just consume wealth from the billionaires. Because our debt will skyrocket. Basically, US debt will skyrocket. Yeah. The Fed's committee sets policy scheduled to make its next rate decision on January 20th. We'll take a look again then. What a rant. What a rant. It's probably confusing to follow my rant there, but basically my lesson is we eat billionaires. Otherwise, we are going to, like, fall apart as an economy. Is Trump's...
That figure that you just went over.
Is Trump talking in Detroit right now? Bruh! Rob the rich and give to the poor? Not even. Rob the rich and give it to the country, man.
right, you know.
Okay, first of all, I gotta say, look how evil all four of these people look.
We'll get oil prices down even further. We have a
Oh, oil prices are looking like this, by the way, right now. Oil prices over the last 6 months. No, over the last year. So, crude oil over the last year, but what I've been seeing is it's been leveling out, and we're about to go about to go up. We about to go up. We about to go up. Gas is about to get expensive. Closes a record high. Yen fell on speculation over snap election in Japan while the prime minister stuck in this. Ooh. Dollar yen, 150 yen from 158 yen. I mean, with everything happening in Japan, or not Japan, but everything that's happening in Iran, it's not looking good. We've seen a decrease in oil prices over the last year, which people have been saying, oh, that's a good thing. I have been warning for this on stream for a while now. This like low gas prices, it is going to come back and snap us in the ass, and we're about to hit that point. But
Is the exact number. Most importantly,
I want to hear what he said.
historic mandate to
Is it just in my left ear, or is that just me?
And I'd like to
Okay, it's just me.
make America great again, and that's what we're doing. We're making America great again like never before. And now, after less than 12 months in office, this is the easiest speech to make. I have great people, and all I'm doing is spewing off what the hell we've done. Even 8 days in a row, 48 days during the course of 11 months, we hit a new high on the stock market. All of them.
Stock markets will continue to grow, by the way. Stock markets you'll continue to see them grow, but wealth inequality is getting way worse. The debt is growing at an unprecedented rate.
Ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. And that was said to me by many leaders. By almost every metric, we have quickly gone from the worst numbers on record to the best and strongest numbers, the most dynamic numbers. Market would go through the roof. That's the way we're going to.
Doesn't represent the majority of Americans. That is true.
In the United, I don't. He inherited a lot of money. Now it's way over. Places like
I can't listen to him talk, man. He sounds so bad.
brothers, Alfred P. Sloan, the founder of General Motors, men who lifted up American workers and strengthened our nation.
He sounds so bad, man.
His engines were gone, and some people like them. And if they like them, great. And if they like electric, if they like...
What the fuck are we? Trump in Detroit. Detroit talking about Powell. That's an hour-long video. Yahoo Finance. Melissa, no.
49 years. Would you say 49 years is okay, right? Think of what we can do for the rest of it. But do we have wood around here? I want to knock a little wood. They have one little... Everything's plastic nowadays. It's very tough. Now we have the greatest growth, and we have, inflation way, way down. But we inherited terrible growth, and we inherited the worst inflation in the history of our country. The fake news would say 49 years. So when I say the history, they give me a lot of time, but I believe it's the history. But let's say 49 years. Would you say 49 years is okay, right? It's pretty bad. What do you think, Mr. Senator, Mr. Future Senator? I'd say 49. What sounds worse, 49 years or history? I think 49 years almost sounds worse. Maybe I'll just use it and I won't argue with these people. As of this morning, core inflation for the past 3 months has been just 1.6%. The numbers we just announced just before I came on stage. And GDP is smashing expectations with the fastest.
He sounds so bad.
But especially police and firefighters. It was very hard to get police. It was very hard to get fire. That's why.
I'm not. Please, can somebody give me like a 3-minute segment about what he said about? Trump deports and full president. Yeah, he is pretty bad. He's pretty geriatric. I need this condensed for my TikTok addled brain, man. Ah! Thank you,
President
CBS.
Trump is in Detroit today, touring a inflation is holding steady,
Year over year, 2.7.
rising at an annual rate of 2.7%.
The Fed wants the inflation rate to stay at 2%. That you in a capitalist environment, you want a healthy amount of inflation.
With no change from the month before. The president spoke about
Our growth potential is unlimited, and talking about it can go down because our country becomes stronger. See, you view it differently. Our country becomes stronger.
is the administration trying to do practically to help make things more affordable? What more can you tell us about the president's message?
So they stick together, which I admire because I'm a very loyal.
Hey, Lindsay. Well, the administration would say that since President Trump came into office, he has been taking steps to try to bring the prices down. And an example, tension right now because we learned has talked about energy prices as an example, on capping interest rates for credit cards, on bringing down the prices of certain foods, including eggs, and most importantly, so far, on gas. But he has other proposals in the works. The problem is, Lindsay, that just like we saw with the previous administration, that when you have these policies, sometimes it takes some time for them to make their way.
Also, Trump's saying that he's going to cap interest rates on credit cards at 10%. That's not going to happen. He will never do that.
Through and to actually get to the consumer to be able to feel some relief. But the president right here in Detroit, is saying once again that his policies are work for Americans. Well, we know that this morning the president's national security team met to talk about Iran and the potential actions, and continues the violence that we today on social media.
Oh, all right. Let's see what's happening in Alaska, guys. Let's see what's happening in Alaska.